Hi, boys and girls. We are working on activity book page 11.3. So please go ahead and open up your activity book to 11.3. The title of this reading passage is Pompeii. Say that with me, Pompeii. And I actually want to take a look at the 4 questions that we're going to have to answer after we've read the passage. So it's always helpful to look at the questions before you read the passage to give your reading purpose so that you know what you're listening and looking for. So number 1 says, what is the author's point of view about Pompeii? How can you tell? So what is the author's point of view? What does he feel about Pompeii? And how can we tell? Number 2, do you agree with the author? Why or why not? Number 3, what are 2 facts in the article? So facts, remember, those are things that we can prove. We can prove if they are true or false. Number 4, what is one opinion in the article? So that's how somebody feels. So those are the questions we need to answer after we've done our reading. So let's go back. And I'm going to read this passage to you, and then we'll answer the questions. Pompeii is the worst natural disaster in the history of the world. On August 24th, in the year 79 CE, Common Era, the people of Pompeii woke up and went to work. In the distance, the people of Pompeii could see the top of Mount Vesuvius. The mountain was like an old friend. But this friend had a terrible secret. The people of Pompeii did not know that Mount Vesuvius was actually a volcano. Around midday, the ground began to tremble and shake. Boom! Flames and smoke burst from the top of Mount Vesuvius. Flakes of ash and bits of rock called pumice showered down. Many people tried to run away. The people of Pompeii could not outrun it. It swept over them and wiped out the city. The volcano erupted for 19 hours. The city of Pompeii was buried. For more than 1,500 years, the city lay beneath the ash. Today, much of Pompeii has been excavated or dug up. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius was a disaster for the people who lived in Pompeii. But it was a marvelous thing for historians who study the past. By visiting Pompeii and studying the city, historians have learned a great deal about life in ancient Rome. So question number 1 says, what is the author's point of view about Pompeii, and how can you tell? The author's point of view about Pompeii is that they feel it was the worst natural disaster in the history of the world. So that's what we're going to write. The author said it was the worst natural disaster in the world. And they stated that right at the beginning of the passage. Question number 2 says, do you agree with the author? Why or why not? So you're going to answer this on your own, but your sentence starters are, I agree because, and then you're going to give something from the reading to fill in the rest of that sentence. Or, I don't agree. So you're picking one. I agree or I don't agree because, and you're finishing the sentence. So you write your sentence starter and then finish the sentence with something from the text. You need to find something from the text that makes you agree or disagree. A reason why you agree or don't agree. If you need to take time and pause the video to finish number 2, please do so. Number 3, what write 2 facts from the article. So when I see that I need to look for facts, something that I always look for is numbers, because you can always prove numbers. You can always go back and check it. So the facts that I'm going to write down are: the volcano erupted for 19 hours, and for more than 1,500 years, the city lay beneath the ash. So my first one is: the volcano erupted for 19 hours, and the city lay beneath ash for 1,500 years. Notice I did change the wording of this, the second one, a little bit, and that's okay. That's okay to do, as long as you are keeping the facts, the information correct. And then number 4, what is one opinion in the article? Well, the opinion in the article is Pompeii is the worst natural disaster in the history of the world. Right there. That's the opinion. That's one of them. You could also say, this sentence down here: it was a marvelous thing for historians who study the past. Well, maybe somebody else doesn't think it was a marvelous thing. But Pompeii is the worst natural disaster in the history of the world. That's saying a lot. That's a really strong opinion. Must have been pretty bad. So make sure you submit this. Make sure number 2 is complete with either this sentence starter and your reason or this one, and I will be grading those when you submit it.